All right, we're about to dive deep into a single, kind of mysterious, but incredibly powerful verse from this 16th century mystic, St. John of the Cross. It's one of those lines that sounds absolutely beautiful on the surface, but its true meaning is like a hidden secret. So, let's unlock it together.
So here it is. Ah, the sheer grace. I went out unseen, my house being now all stilled. I mean, it's poetic, right? For sure. But it's also a total riddle. How do you leave your own house unseen? And what does it even mean for a house to be stilled? This is the puzzle we're going to solve.
And right off the bat, we get the master key to figuring this all out. The source material tells us flat out, this is not about a physical building. The house is a powerful metaphor for the human soul. And once you get that, everything else starts to click into place.
So, let's start right there. If the house is the soul, what kind of house are we talking about? You know, is it a comfortable, cozy home? Well, not exactly. In fact, not even close. According to the source, the house is the part of us that's tied to our physical body, all our passions, our desires, our natural appetites. And you have to catch this key phrase here, a state of wretched captivity. So here's the crucial insight. This house isn't a home, it's a prison.
And look, this isn't just some modern interpretation we're putting on it. The source text itself describes the soul as a captive, one that's held in bondage by its passions. This whole thing sets up a framework for understanding a really deep internal conflict.
So if the soul is a prisoner, well, every prison needs its jailers, right? And in this metaphor, the jailers are our very own passions and natural appetites. They're the forces that are keeping the soul locked up, preventing it from ever being truly free. Okay, so the soul is imprisoned by its own desires. The next logical question, of course, is, how does it get out? And what's so cool is that the verse itself actually gives us the escape plan.
The escape plan has two absolutely critical conditions. First, you have to go out unseen. This means the escape has to happen without the jailers, our passions, even noticing. And second, the house is stilled, which means the prison itself has to be neutralized, making those jailers totally powerless.
Let's put it another way. The escape has to be completely unimpeded. This is not a fight. It's not a struggle. It's got to be a smooth, silent departure, where the very forces that would normally hold you back don't even put up a fight.
So this brings us to the absolute heart of the matter. How on earth do you still the house? How do you actually neutralize those really powerful jailers, our own passions and desires?
Well, the source text gives us a direct and really beautiful explanation. To still the house means to conquer our desires and, importantly, to lull them to sleep. You see, this isn't about destruction, it's about pacification. It's about quiet.
This path to freedom is a really deliberate process. It all starts with denying satisfaction, which then leads to mortifying or kind of deadening our sensuality. From there, the appetites are finally conquered and lulled to sleep. And the result, the inner war just stops. And the soul, at last, achieves genuine freedom.
And this is such a critical distinction. I really want to emphasize this. The goal isn't to annihilate your passions or destroy your appetites. It's to quiet them, to pacify them, so they no longer war against the spirit. They're still there, but they're asleep. And that's how the soul can finally slip past them completely unnoticed.
So let's connect all of this back to the very beginning of the verse. After all this work, all this effort of stilling the house, what does that final escape actually feel like?
Remember this first line? Ah, the sheer grace. So why grace? I mean, after all the effort that's involved in conquering one's desires, why is the escape itself described as a moment of pure, unearned grace?
Well, here's the answer. The grace isn't found in the hard work of stilling the house. The grace is in the quality of the final escape. Because the jailers are asleep, the soul just leaves. It's unnoticed, unimpeded, unapprehended. There's no fight. It's a completely free and effortless departure. That is the moment of sheer grace.
But you know, freedom from the prison is really only half the story. The soul isn't just free from something, it's now free for something. So what is the ultimate purpose of this great escape? Where is it going?
And here it is, the destination. The entire journey, the struggle, the stilling of the house, that graceful escape, it is all for this one purpose, for the soul to achieve union with the divine, who St. John of the Cross simply calls the Beloved.
And that leaves us with a final thought to ponder. If we really take this 16th century metaphor seriously, that our own desires can be our jailers, what would genuine freedom feel like?
Not freedom from a life with passions, but the freedom to simply walk past them while they sleep, unseen and finally at peace.